Hey, what's up, guys? This is Eric, back to show you the latest video on my trading card game Caster's Battleground. In this video, I'll show you the third type of avatar I've created for my trading card game, the Pyro type avatars. So without further ado, I'll jump right in. So right here you can see the little fire symbol in the corner. And this dude's artwork is not, great, but I really like him. I like the little mask thing, eyes here, mouth holes here. He's got a little flaming fist right here. I'm not sure if you guys can see that very well, but his fist is on fire. So his name is Infern. He's a Pyro type avatar. His class is Spirit, and ability has no ability. Level 1, power. Level 2, common. And now we move on. And he's in this image, you can see some of the flames are shooting out of the armor, unlike in my first image. And he's got longer legs, and right here, his arm is turned into a cannon, which I think is kind of neat. So yeah, his name is now Infernal. Everything's the same down here. Level 2, power level 6, and he's a common. Now we move on to number 3. This is Infernal Striker. That's the same. This is the same. Level 3, power level 14, and he's a common. And talking about the artwork here, as you can see, he's got more armor here. So in this third one, he's shed a bunch of armor. You can see his limbs are fire, pure fire, and they're sort of jaggedy, and that's sort of like they're very sharp looking. So I thought that was kind of a neat idea to go with, because you've seen in certain card games and or maybe TV shows when there's a, let's say, flaming sword, and it cuts and or melts things. So that was the idea for my avatar here, because you've seen other card games and shows where people are on fire and they can melt things, but my idea was like, well, why can't they cut things like the sword? And that's where this guy came in. And moving on to level 4, Infernal Smasher. In this image, he's now shed all of his armor, except for his helmet, which grew vents and fire shoots out, and I really like this. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see it better. And they sort of look like horns, but they're vents. So I thought that was a really cool idea right there. When we move down here, this is all the same, except he has an ability. And the ability is called Burst, and it reads, while this avatar is attacking, for every -1 soul the caster sacrifices. And I mentioned before, for those who don't know, the soul in my card game is your lifeblood, life points, hit points, whatever you want to call it. You have 100 of them. And so the idea for this card is for every one of those you give up, this avatar's power will increase by +2. So if you give up, let's say, 5 of your soul points, this guy can go up by +10. So he goes from a power 19 to a power 20. Sorry, his power level will go from 19 to 20, I mean. And I thought this was a very cool ability for a level 4. Now, level 4 is, the ideal of this is that you'll be halfway through whatever game you're playing, and this card could give a pretty good advantage. I'm not sure. I'm expecting each player's life points not to be at a full 100 by the time your level 4s roll out in my game. So I'm not sure if this guy might be considered late in the game if he's too powerful or overpowered. I don't know. I just thought it was a really cool ability, and maybe in the future I'll change it if there's an issue. But for right now, I like him how he is. The last thing to mention about this card is that it is a common. And then we move on to the final level 5 avatar right here, Volcanic Infernal. And I'm going to zoom in again for you guys, and you can see he's in a volcano. He's made a volcano his home. He's grown far larger. He now has 4 vents, kind of horn looking things here. You can see the fire spilling out. And yeah, so then, as I was saying before, Level 5, his power level is 25, which so far is the highest of all of the avatars I've made. His power, is, I feel like, pretty good right here, especially for having no ability late in the game. This guy could be uh, pretty powerful. Again, as all the other avatars I've mentioned in the past few videos, they're all commons. That might change in the future, but for right now, it's just standard that they're common. So yeah, that was a look at my new avatars, the Pyro type avatars. If you guys like this video, please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day.